Everyone loved Parky, charismatic, a master of his craft. And according to his friend and former BBC chairman, Lord Michael Grade, he was exactly the same on and off screen. Lord Grade joins me now. So lovely to see you, Michael. You were mates with Parky for many, many years. What a talent we've lost.
Oh, terrible, terrible shame. His legacy is really a history of popular culture of the late 20th century. All historians for years and biographers will be looking back at his interviews with the greatest Hollywood stars, the biggest stars the world has ever seen. He managed to get them, and not only that, he managed to make them entertaining and give them airtime to have a proper conversation, not a soundbite like today with some here today, gone today celebrity.
I mean, he was the very best at what he did. I mean, I think he showed us all how it should be done. But what was it about him? How did he make the world's biggest stars spill their deepest secrets?
They trusted him. First of all, he learnt as a journalist. He learnt his craft as a journalist. He was a newspaper journalist on Manchester Guardian. And you learn as a journalist, as I did many years ago, that you don't get a story by talking. You get a story by listening. And that was at his. He wasn't a presenter. He wasn't a personality. He was a journalist.
It was never about him, was it?
Never. He was in awe of his guests. Some of his best interviews are people he's just like starstruck. You know, Jimmy Cagney, Jimmy Stewart, these people. He wasn't in awe of himself at all.
Do you have a favourite Parky interview?
I do actually, yes. He got caught off guard by Muhammad Ali, who he had a wonderful relationship with, and Muhammad was fantastic at raconteur and so on. And Parky produced a book, I remember, and suddenly Ali got very aggressive with him and turned on him and was really, really aggressive in a completely uncharacteristic way. And Parky was like thrown. I don't think he knew what was happened. I suspect what had happened was that Ali was at that time couldn't read, and he was afraid that Parky was going to ask him to read something. Parky didn't know that, and it was an incredibly tense moment.
You very rarely saw him thrown, but that was probably the one time.
Oh, that and the emu. I don't know. See, he gets mauled by the emu, and as he said, he said, fancy that. It's all this career. It's all I'm going to be remembered for. Is mauled by an emu.
Hey, at least you remembered, right? That's one way of looking at it.
Absolutely.
Look, how was your relationship with Parky, and do you remember the first time you met?
I remember it very well. I was an agent, a talent agent, looking after television writers and directors and personalities and stars and so on. And I spotted him doing a little bit of local TV for Granada Television in the north and bits of sport in London, which was his passion, sport. And I thought, this guy's got something. I wouldn't mind managing him. So I took him out for a very expensive lunch, the most expensive lunch in London, a big bottle of claret, and told him that I was going to make him the biggest star on British television and I was the man to do it, and so on and so on. And we finished lunch. He was absolutely charming and delightful. I never heard from him again.
Imagine if he got 10% of that for the rest of his career.
That would have been very nice. But I think he may have dodged a bullet there.
Look, I mean, you had a front row seat to his greatness. What made him tick?
Heroes. He was, as a kid, playing cricket in Yorkshire as a kid. His heroes were, Len Hutton and all the great. And he had a hero worship of people who had great talent. And when he got to do what he was doing, you could see in his eyes, he was like thrilled to be sitting there with some of the world's greatest stars. And he was in awe of them. Didn't stop him asking, the right questions, not tricky questions, trick questions, but the right questions. And he was interested in their talent and interested in them, the British viewers, having a chance to show themselves beyond the screen, as it were.
And when the cameras weren't rolling, what was he like?
Same guy, exactly. Exactly the same guy. Professional Yorkshireman. Charming, self-effacing, wonderful conversation, always interested in what you had to say, which is the same as his work on television. Magic man. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We are so... I cannot describe to you the outpouring of tributes here in the UK for this great legend of British television.
And his family was his world. He adored them. But Michael, what will you miss most?
Just miss him. You know, he was such a lovely man. Always pleased to see you. Great conversationalist, interested in the world. No ego that I could see ever, and a very easy man to work with, and beloved of the British public, and I believe the Australian public as well.
Well, Australia was really a second home to him. And look, it's the end of an era. We say goodbye to the very best. And thanks for your time, Michael.
Thank you.